Gần đây, trò chơi điện tử Axie Infinity do công ty Sky Mavis tại Việt Nam thu hút nhiều người chơi trên thế giới với mô hình vừa chơi vừa kiếm tiền bằng các NFT. Có thời điểm tổng giá trị vốn hóa của AXS, token của trò chơi, đạt mức 2,4 tỷ đô la Mỹ. Tuy nhiên, CEO của công ty đã phủ nhận việc gọi mình là tỷ phú đô la vì vốn hóa của token khác với tổng giá trị vốn hóa của công ty. Báo Thanh Niên đã có buổi trao đổi về vấn đề này với Phó Giáo sư Carter, trường tin học Đại học Quốc gia Singapore NUS, Giám đốc NUS Fintech Lab và Giám đốc chương trình của NUS Fintech Singapore Axie.
Thank you so much for joining with us. So the first question is how a game and its own company are evaluated.
Sure. And thinking about it, right? These are new companies. It's really interesting to try to do valuation on them, especially now in 2021 with COVID-19 here as well, which has changed so many businesses and industries. It's not so straightforward as to say, hey, this was a game company and we should evaluate them the same way as Blizzard and Activision and game companies have been around for 30 years. And they were also, many of them born almost into COVID-19. They're that young, right? And so there's a whole different ecosystem, ethos amongst humans. You know what we're facing, we can't travel anymore. And so what was normal adoption of technology has really significantly changed. One thing that we've observed is that these types of play mining games where you can, as you play, you get to earn, have really been very used in tourist-driven economies because there's no more tourists. And so this is, well, where else will I get my money from? How will I live and how can I earn? I think it's really important to see this almost as a triple bottom line type of enterprise if it's done the right way. Triple bottom line meaning that the business earns money, and also the customer earns money, and also the society, the community earns, get some benefit from it. And so going to the valuation point, fundamentals, that never changes. Revenue from the games and the services, absolutely. But then we're looking at something new, which is kind of tough to put a handle on. Data is the new oil. The other aspect is revenue that's generated from the in-game activities. This will depend heavily on the agreements that the player signs when they go in and they start to purchase certain in-game items. So it's important to understand and look at those player agreements to get a sense as to what the economy is going to look like. If this is the case that the NFT marketplace, the non-fungible token marketplace, does have some sort of commission basis or some sort of earning back to the company, then the valuation of the game and the company become more entwined because there is some regular revenue from the game ecosystem. But if there's not, then it's possible that there's a completely different value for the company, which is selling the game initially and getting users on board, and then versus the game economy, which is completely held within its own. So it's really important to understand those agreements and how that's put in place.
Yeah, understand. So if at one time the total capitalizations of the token of the game reached to a certain point of $2.4 billion, does it mean that the capitalization of the company values is that amount?
No, it is some portion of that amount. So first of all, the company probably has a treasury where they own that token and they have it within the company. So that's a tangible asset that the company has. If they were to try to sell that though on the market, it may be difficult to maintain that $2.4 billion because all of a sudden a major amount would come into the market. Who will buy? Who will really convert it? The other aspect is that the 2.4 billion is an indication at this time as to how much people are willing to pay for that token. The utilization is tied to the game, not so much the company. So if the game were shut down, for example, Why would people buy the NFTs with the power-ups and this extra characters? And then you don't have a reason to use the token.
I'm just curious that what would happen to the gamers' investment if the game or the company come to an end?
This question I'd rather not touch. There's a lot of aspects to consider, and it all has to do with the game itself, how useful the token is outside, etc. But CryptoKitties is a non-fungible token. It doesn't even have a game. So, but yet people are buying them for millions of dollars. Hesitate to actually get into what will happen. This is a whole new economy. People are interacting with these things in very, very different ways. I would challenge, though, the game makers to make sure that it's not just about money and games, but to push one more stage, education. Because if we can, at the same time as the person's playing a game, have them learn more about business or learn more about jobs that are available, or how to do financial literacy and money, savings and lending and so forth, that will be a very good, triple bottom line type of enterprise. So I would encourage companies to think beyond just the entertainment and money.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining with us. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.